Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Ishar from GMS Mississippi Gulf Coast. Before I get started, I want to give an infinite honor and glory and praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim that's pushing His truth with our faith, righteousness, and sincerity. To you, I say shalom, all right? And this is just a quick lesson to the Rakah Kodesh. I'm on the plantation. I won't make it too long, all right? But I just wanted to get into prayer real quick, man, because that's one thing we have to always do, constantly do, is pray, man. You know, it's not a certain time limit on it or whatever. In whenever the time that you wake up, go to bed, get in the car, whatever, you need to be praying to the Lord, man, especially in these times, man, knowing that the times we are in. So we have to have that prayer, that communication, that open line, phone line. We have to make sure we picking the phone up and talking to the Lord, man. All right. Making that a priority. Okay. But prayer is what we're getting into, you know. Just real quick. I ain't gonna be too long. This is Matthew chapter 6 and verse 5. Starting at verse 5. It says, "And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward." And that's those damn church house Christians, man. You know, those blacks. You know, I always want to jump and holler and put cooking oil on folks' head and pray about everybody's business and telling everybody business, you see, so they can be seen and known amongst they congregation. And that's why the Lord said they got their reward. They got their notoriety from the world, what they want, you know. But that's not how you pray. All right. And I want to get prayer in the online etymology. It says earnest request, entreaty, petition, also the practice of praying or of communing with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And I want to get the word commune in the online etymology as well. It says having dealings with. It says to make common. It says meaning to talk intimately. Okay. And when you get the word intimately, let me get in the online etymology right quick. Intimate. Let me get that in online etymology because it says to talk intimately. It said intimate, it said closely acquainted, barely familiar, and most. Okay, make known, announce, impressed. You know, of affections, feelings. Okay, close friend. So it tells you that communing with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is to talk intimately, man. Talk closely. All right, deal with one-on-one. Okay, look at it like when folks be going to these worldly therapists, man, the Lord is our therapist. The Lord will hear us out and listen to us, and we come to Him for everything, man. You know, we must come to the Lord for everything, man. All right, that's the importance of prayer, man, because we constantly have to talk to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, we have to keep that open line. We have to keep that line open. I meant Salakia. We have to keep that line open, that communication going with the Lord, man. Okay. That's why in Psalms, it tells you, Psalms 55 and 22, one of my favorite precepts, it says, set thy burdens upon the Lord. All right. And He will help thee. All right. But it first starts with what? Communicating. The Lord already know what you want, but hey, it's up to you. You call Him. Okay. It says, but thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Okay, so you ain't gotta be all loud and everybody knowing what you're talking about, and everybody know what you're praying about. Everybody know your business. No, It's you and the Lord, man. But it says what? Go into thy closet, right? And I'm going to get closet in the online etymology. And it says a small private room for study or prayer. It says small enclosure, private room. Okay. Private room. So private. Okay. Privacy. You know, it says private room, but I want to get private in online etymology. It says pertaining to or belonging to oneself, not shared. So everybody don't need to know what you're praying for. Okay? When you talking to the Lord, you talking to the Lord. And see, that's your personal relationship. Whatever you and the Lord talk about, that's what you and the Lord talk about, man. But see, you got to go to the Lord yourself, man. That's why I say go to thy closet, your private room, man. Belonging to oneself, not shared with others. And you talk to the Lord, man. Okay? The Lord abradeth not, as the scriptures say. Verse 7, it says, but when ye pray, use not vain repetitions as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for in their much speaking. Right, man. Say what you need to say, man. Go ahead. Matter of fact, I'm going to get into that. You know, say what you need to say. Matter of fact, I'm going to jump a little back to Matthew 5 and verse 37. It says, but let your communication, okay, be yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh evil. All right, get to the point, man. Don't talk around it, nothing. Get what do you need? Okay? And that's how the Lord wants you to be, man. When you call him and when you talk to him. All right? Brothers really already naturally have that fatherly spirit about themselves, you know, which we got from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, our kids come and Daddy, what you need? What's going on? You know, get to the point. You see? The Lord, same way, you know. Bear with me, I'm reading them scriptures. Bear with me. I'm gonna get to it. Then I'm gonna end it. I ain't mean to be long anyway. Know what you pray for, know what you need. Come on, man, get to the point with the Lord, man. You know, and that's just how the Lord deals. And that's righteous, you know. That's definitely righteous. You know how the Lord deals and trying to find his precept. All right, James chapter 1 and verse 6. Verse 5. It says, but if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith and not wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind tossed. Okay. It says, for let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Right? Doubting, not having faith in what you're asking for. You coming to the Lord, you praying to the Lord for something, but you want to, well, if it ain't too much to ask, or Lord, if you can. Well, so you saying the Lord is not the Lord? You saying the Lord don't have the power to do anything that you ask of? Okay. See things like that, you're not gonna get anything from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Calling his phone and you calling for nothing, because you doubting that he's going to give. He's not going to give to you. You know, see things like that, man. That's why let your yay be your yays and your nay be your nays. All right. Anything other than that come with evil, man. Come with doubt. All right. Have you faithless when you need to be faithful, and you need to have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. So when you're asking for something, get straight to the point, believe that he is, and that's it, man. You know, and not that, and it ain't just asking the Lord for money, car, clothes, and hoes. No, don't ask the Lord for that, man. That's why it says in verse 5, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask in faith. Let him ask Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I mean, Salakia. Lack wisdom. Need to grow in the spirit, or need to be able to maintain something in the spirit, or be able to do better at something in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's about it, man. I wasn't supposed to make this too long. Hey, but with that, I'm gonna give infinite honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the occupants pushing this truth without faith, righteousness, and sincerity. To you, I say shalom.